Come on in. Hey, Jody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Transwest. My name is Katie O'Neill, and I am here to show you a really cool comparison today. We're going to do the Valencia versus the Verona bunk model head-to-head comparison. So, pretty excited to be able to bring this to you. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm at 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659, and I'm here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Again, I'm looking forward to showing you both 2021 bunk models by Verona, both a 38BB and a 40VBH. Jody, why don't we go ahead and get started in the back today? We'll do a bunch of measurements and just kind of take a look at what both RVs have to offer. Okay, so what a great place to start off. So here we are in the main quarters, the living quarters for the parents, of course. And you'll notice I have my tape measure with me today. I'm going to try to get a bunch of measurements for you so that you can kind of understand the benefits and advantages to both of these models. To be very candid with you, I think a lot of people are suspect when they hear about a Valencia being less expensive and maybe not as nice as a Verona or vice versa. That there might be quality issues or there might be some differentiation, and certainly there's a little bit, but to be very candid with you, both of these are very, very solid and rugged motorhomes. Propane versus all electric, some of those things are going to be what we cover today. Those are the big difference makers, and then measurements and standard features. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the size of the beds, because I think everybody would agree that we both like to have a 72-inch wide king bed. That's pretty awesome in terms of overall width. And then from a length standpoint, you'll see here we've got a 76. So both of these beds are going to be 72 by 76 RV king beds. You'll notice also that both of them have these really nice, super solid construction wood doors. And this latch that you see here, this little plastic snap latch, this is one of the best parts about Renegade. There's nothing fancy to this coach. It's just a simple mechanism that's worked for a really long time. We snap our jeans, we snap shirts, we snap these doors. It's a really easy mechanism. It's a fail-safe, doesn't take a lot of engineering or fixing if something goes wrong. It's just a simple snap. Leading to what is also tried and true and tested, a really nice solid door. So really nice sleeping quarters here for the parents. And if you don't mind, Jody, if you go back that direction, I'll show off some of this storage as well. So this is a 38-foot coach, 38 feet 2 inches long. You do have a little less in terms of width in your cabinets because it's 2 feet shorter, but really a lot of ample drawer space. And you'll notice that these drawers are all really, really nice and well finished. They've got this dovetail construction. They're all soft close. All solid wood. This is a great place to keep hiking boots. And then another really big drawer here. So that is going to be one of the things that is different between a Valencia Valencia 38BB and a Verona, is just a little bit smaller storage size. That has a lot to do with the overall length of the coach. We still have a Blu-ray player here and a television for the parents, and then another 2 cabinets, and we'll have these in both, along with a removable shelf so you could do longer items. And then also we've got panel controls here, but we have a ton of overhead storage, so I'd like to show you that. So tons of overhead storage, which is great because you can put bins up here. If you want to put bins for the kids, each one has, you know, all their socks, underwears, bathing suits and such, and like little removable containers. You could certainly keep everybody's clothes nice and organized up here very easily. And then you'll also note that we have a controller underneath here and that's going to be for your lights and the rest of the cabin. All that being said, you can control, you know, a lot of things here, but both of these units are going to be operated with the Firefly system. So both of these are units that you can use your cell phone to turn on your generator. I have the generator running on this one because I don't have enough power cords to get both of them plugged in. But I could turn that on and off with my phone really easily. So pretty cool there. Okay, so that covers the most important room, the place where we sleep. Both of these units are going to have Penguin 15,000 watt, I'm sorry, heat pumps and Penguin air conditioners. So there'll be 2 on each unit, 1 in the living quarters and then 1 in the front. Both are going to have this really nice bedroom in here. So this is the kids' bedroom. And again, super solid construction, hardwood doors. So great separation because there's a lot of sleeping up front. But in this room, you can see we have these really nice bunks. Now in the Valencia, they've got curtains, but they'll both have windows. You'll notice they'll always have plugs and USB ports so they can plug in their televisions or their phones, whatever they're using. They're both going to be lit. And then measurement wise, they're both really roomy, and they're plenty roomy for even an adult. So when I say that, no kidding, 76 inches long. So really, really tall people could sleep here very easily. And then 30 inches deep. And if you haven't seen what that looks like, I'll get down and I'll just show you underneath here. For an adult like myself, I have a ton of headroom in here. I've got plenty of room to kind of lay down, get comfortable. I could lay on my back. So super, super great space for anybody who wants to entertain, bring friends along, don't necessarily have to be children. And then again, great storage underneath, really nice deep, deep drawers, solid wood construction, soft close again. But once again, curtains here in the central bedroom area. And then also in both models, we're going to have a very similar bathroom layout. So I'll go ahead and let you get in there first, Jody, so you can just take a quick look. So one of the things that's nice about this is they'll both have skylights, and then you've got your fan inside as well. And then you can see we've got tons of storage room, nice toilet, plenty of room for towels. And Jody, I'll pop in front of you while you're getting to the shower. I'm going to open some of these doors so we can get around to cabinet storage. So there's your medicine cabinet. Then it goes all the way through into this, so there's actually a pass-through. And you got 2 doors. And then underneath here, a great place to keep towels and linens, things along that line. And then a really nice deep drawer for all of your toothpaste, toothbrushes, those types of things. So once again, super, super nice, solid living space for anybody with a bunch of kids that wants to go camping, or even just for friends that have gear. So one thing I've been noticing about a lot of the requests I have, both of the coaches we're looking at today are sold. I've got one going to California and I've got another one going to New York. So please, if you're out of state, we can make things super easy. But one of my clients in the Verona, you'll notice we have doors on it. So he's going to use that for his kids, but I've got other people who are asking not to have the doors because they're going to use it for either storage or office space. But keep in mind, if you're doing any kind of dirt bike riding, or if you've got a lot of helmets, any kind of bike gear, maybe you just have a lot of duffel bags for all the extra people you want to bring along, this is a great area for storage. You don't necessarily have to have children to have a bunk model. Bunk models give you something that most RVs don't offer, which is a lot of extra storage capacity, and it's also kind of a buffer between the main cabin and the bedroom, so there's just this nice amount of space here. Now let's go ahead and go into the next portion of this, which is the Galley. And just to put it in comparison, today's RV that we're looking at in the 38BB Valencia has got an MSRP of $268,932. The Verona 40VBH that we'll look at is 2 feet longer, and instead of being $268,932, the MSRP of that vehicle is $339,813. Again, $339,813. So that's your difference, if you will. But a lot of interesting things about this. So in both of these models, you're going to have this really cool storage underneath. And I'll take this out just so you can see, this is how deep it is, because this cushion fits, but this is a lot of storage. So just to put that into perspective, from a width standpoint, you're looking at over 15 inches wide. And then from a length standpoint, we're looking at 33 inches deep. So that's a lot of bread, a lot of cereal boxes, a lot of computers, laptops, whatever it is that you might be doing on the road. We did remote learning over the summer out of our Verona. It was phenomenal. Both of these units are going to convert. So there's a little latch underneath here. They both go down. And if you have them converted, this bed is going to be 60 inches across, so 5 feet. And then in terms of depth, we're going to have a depth of about 39 inches or 3 feet, and 32 if you go to the cushion there. So that gives you a little bit of a feeling for how much room you have there. So both of these are convertible. As you'll notice, we have really nice opening windows on both. The space in this RV is super, super grand. So a lot of comfortable room. And I'm gonna put this ladder up here for just a second, and I'll show you how these beds convert, because this is an important feature as well. One of the things I like about the Valencia is this single cushion. It's actually a lot easier to, like, here, Jody, if you don't mind, I'm gonna just go over here. You just throw it up against the wall. Like, you don't need to stack it. Pretty easy. But in this model, you pop this out, pop this out, and then this folds down. Please note there's 3 seat belts underneath here, Jody. There's 2 in the booth, and then there's 2 in the front. So that gives you a total seating capacity legally of 7 people with seat belts, which is pretty awesome. And then, wow, I mean, this is a lot of bed, and it's really comfortable. This is a soft bed. I'm not just saying that. I know I might meet you, and I'm not kidding. It really is a very comfortable and soft bed. And then from a length standpoint, this is a full-size queen. So you can actually put queen sheets on this. So once again, we'll do measurements today. 75 feet long. And then we're gonna go across, and we'll go from here to here. So we got 60 inches across. So really, really comfortable and very easy to put up. So when you're on the road and you want to get up early and get going, really easy to put this bed away. I actually have told a lot of people, we did the sheets and blankets thing for a while, but 2 pillows and a few sleeping bags and you're pretty good to go. So just a recommendation to consider. A little easier to pack up in the morning. And then once again, that's done. Grab your cushion, and bama, you're back in business. Now, of course, we did start this video from up here in this bunk model. And what's exciting about this unit is this unit finally has some friendly competition and its big brother. The Valencia used to be the only bunk over cab model that we offered in the Renegade series with bunk beds. And in 2021, we opened that segment up to the Verona as well. So let's take a look at the measurements in this unit. And we'll take a look here. So 60 inches deep, once again. I mean, it's a huge space. And then overall length, 77 inches long. And Jody, I don't know if you can get a picture of this, but we'll have a television back here with its own Blu-ray player, so everyone can watch their own movies in each area. And then of course we have the insignia set here as well over the door. That's going to be for the main living quarters. In both models, these seats do rotate very easily, in fact. And then this bunk can also be stowed in both models. Let me just put this away for a second. And when I say stowed, what I mean is you just take your mattress and, hold on. I better get my ladder out and do this. There we go. So just get a little head start on getting those cushions over the lip. And very easily you can stow this. So you have, once again, a ton of open space above the cockpit. Now keep in mind, this is another scenario where maybe no one's sleeping up there. Maybe it's helmets, maybe it's bike gear, maybe it's coolers, whatever it might be, maybe it's saddles. But lots and lots of storage room. In both models, we're gonna have this really nice Garmin system. So this is a new upgrade for 2021. This is their newer unit, and it's actually really cool. The menu boasts a lot of improvements for us. You've got your rear view camera, you've got your music, you can also do your Garmin map, but it's a really nice interface. It's touchscreen, super easy to navigate. And then one of the things that I really like about it now is that it's a dark interface, so it's not glowing at you at night. It's actually only showing you what station you're on, so on and so forth. So another thing that you'll find in both units is going to be the hydraulic leveling jacks. So that's a really big deal. You're going to have a rear view camera in both units as well. Both units will be 12 feet tall, 10 inches, so 12-10 on both. You're going to have a very similar cockpit. Both of these cockpits will be orchestrated and run by Freightliner. Both will come with a Cummins engine. Both have a good air horn. Fuel capacity. Let's talk about fuel capacity. Fuel capacity on both of these RVs is going to be 100-gallon fuel capacity. You're going to have 150 gallons of fresh water on both of these RVs. You're going to have a 75-gallon gray tank, a 75-gallon black tank on both of these units. So you're kind of like, gosh, you know, so for that price differentiation, what am I getting? What's different? So on both units, we're going to have solar. So 3 175-watt solar panels. One of the differences is in the Verona pricing, I don't have a lithium-ion battery pack. It runs about $5,000. This one is equipped with both lithium-ion batteries and solar panels. It's really cool. I mean, they kind of pop around back, and as we go through the kitchen, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here you can see we have all of our information. I've got my generator running. I can go ahead and stop that here, turn that off. Of course, it turned off my air conditioning at the same time, and that's okay now that we're close to the end. You'll see I've got my LP. So LP, that's a difference. And now, once again, this app is going to be completely on your phone. Jody, if you just go over here to where the Vega Touch is, this is the app that you'll use. It's the Mira app. And Mira, when you sync to the coach, will allow you to put out your slides. So in both of these RVs, you can actually control your slide control on your phone. So if you get somewhere late at night and you want to see what your tank measurements are, you can either go to this control panel here, or you can operate it simply from your phone. You can get out of your RV and you can put your slides out in both cases with just the touch of a button, or you can do it here. I am going to put the slides in today because I think it's really important to be able to see how much room you have to walk through. We sell a lot of really nice RVs here. Transwest Truck, Trailer, and RV carries not only Renegade, we also carry Newmar, and we also carry Winnebago. But one of the big factors that goes into decision making for people who have dogs, most often it seems, is how much room do I have for my pooches while we're on the road. And one of the things that is best about the Renegade product over any of the other manufacturers is going to be, this is the store, like, this is it, man. Like, I'm all the way in. Like, this is crazy amount of space. Like, you could put a kennel here, you could put a kennel there. I mean, you could have, heck, you could have like 6 dogs on the road with you. Doesn't that sound like fun? More dogs, the better. That's what I always say. So we'll bring in this rear slide too. And, you know, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about, you know, water, you know, storage bays underneath and all that stuff. We are going to look at storage capacities though. Most of this video really is going to focus on, you know, the similarities in the product and the differences. So another similarity between both products, we're going to have a washer and dryer stacked by Splendide. It's nice. It's actually separated, so it's super stable. This can also be operated while you're on the road. So if you want to do your laundry in between trips, let's say you've got an 8-hour drive, you could get 2 or 3 loads of laundry done while you're driving. Everything in this coach is going to be run by insignia, so you'll see that through a lot. Above both of these refrigerators, you're going to have a ton of storage space, so great storage in both. You're going to have a little different locking mechanism, so you don't have French doors. You've got a double door here, but you still have a big refrigerator, 19 cubic feet with an ice maker, great refrigerator space, residential size, plenty of room for all the stuff for the kids. And then right to the left of us, that's one of the next big difference makers. So I mentioned earlier LP versus hydronic. So we have a LP tank that's a 20-gallon tank in this RV, and you've got a 3-burner Dometic LP stove, and then you have your high point convection and microwave oven. So still tons of space. I don't know if you can get, sorry Jody, I've probably opened that the wrong way for you. But here we go, we can make cookies in this. So yes, you can preheat this oven to 350 degrees and make some Toll House, or you can microwave a burrito, whatever you'd like to do. You still have a ton of additional storage space up top to keep pots and pans. That's where we keep ours. Down here, you'll notice that the backsplash is really nice. It's still a tiled backsplash. It's just a little more simple. You know, we go up in finish as we go up in product quality, or as we go up in product, but we don't go up in quality. I mean, we really have a pretty solid quality throughout. You'll notice the same fuse panel in both models. So just easy access, you know, to your breaker boxes and all of that. So it's right there inside of your cabin. And then on top of it, you've got, of course, all of your contact informations. For instance, you've got your color, which is royal. You've got, you know, your body. You've got your customer service line. And then keep in mind, both of these are running on a Freightliner chassis. That's a really big deal. So not only do you have front engine access, where you can just pop the hood and get directly to that RV, you've got Freightliner behind you. I cannot speak highly enough of that company. They have again and again astounded me. I've got call after call from clients who have had, you know, some type of small issue with their RV, but they're not mad, they're happy because it was easily resolved. Someone answered the phone, they had great customer service. So when you come here and you buy an RV from us, not only do you get a 2 to 3 hour walk with either Gary Movellan or Bill Habercorn, making sure that you understand that. Bill Habercorn is he's literally, his whole job in life is to answer the phone and make sure that anyone who has questions can get answers right away. So you've got that great support through us, but to have a manufacturer and a brand, you know, so both Renegade and Freightliner that will stand behind the product and answer questions for you is also really important. So just a little bit more here on storage space. Once again, really nice kitchen area, tons of storage, beautiful solid surface countertops, a great little place to hang your dish towels. This is the cover for your stove, and you'll notice that there's a cover for the sink as well. We've got solid surface undermount sinks in both, with a residential faucet head that has spray and swivel. And then also, I love this feature. You've got room for a full-size trash can, and you can actually go ahead and stack. We do a black, a blue, and a gray. The gray's inside, the black's outside, and the blue is recycle. But it's plenty of room for all of your storage while you're on the road. And then we'll look at our overhead cabinets here. And like I said, I think that that's really one of the big differentiations. You know, having a 6.7 liter Cummins with 800 foot-pounds of torque versus having a, you know, 8.9 liter Cummins with 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, that could be a difference maker for you. If 12,000 pound towing capacity is enough, you've got 12,000 pounds in towing capacity. That's a lot better than some of the other manufacturers that would come up with a similar sized RV. So these front engine diesel, you know, semi-truck body RVs are much more powerful when it comes to towing. The drive sensation is also very different. It kind of feels like you're eating the road. It's a really nice drive characteristic. It's a little less luxurious than a bus front. A lot of people say, oh, I've heard you can't even hear anybody. Not true. Great place for conversations. And that Garmin system that we looked at earlier actually has a zone control, so you can turn the volume up just in the cab if the kids are watching a movie or vice versa. So they've actually kind of integrated a little bit better volume control for this JBL system this year. One big difference for me in a Valencia versus a Verona, and we'll cover it when we get to the next one. I get an engine brake in that 350 that comes, so 360 in the Valencia with its 6.7 liter ISB, which is an awesome engine, and a really cool 106 chassis. I want to say it's the VS2, and it's a Renegade, or it's a Freightliner custom chassis. So this chassis is a custom chassis made for this particular RV, and it is phenomenal. It's very, very capable, but things like blind spot assist in that lane, or that acceleration, the automatic distance control and your cruise control, that's a difference maker. So those are things that you want to consider when you're deciding whether or not you want to save a little money for maybe some extra campgrounds, or if you want to spend a little bit more to get a little more luxury. So that's going to be one of our differences. As you'll notice here, we've got that same really nice solid wood exit. You've got your battery disconnect right here. Really nice carpeted, very easy exit. I had the awnings out earlier, but the wind sensors closed both of them, so they're both closed right now. You'll notice the screens are really similar in both models, as are the doors. There's a blind on the inside of this one. So another difference between the two coaches. So this coach is a single fill. It's got a single fill def tank. This is going to have a 35,000 watt BTU furnace as opposed to hydronic heat. And it's going to have a 10-gallon hot water heater with a 20-gallon propane tank. So one of the benefits of going into the Verona product would be that you wouldn't have that extra fuel source to consider when you're getting ready to go on your camping trip. Now, one of the nice features of this coach is going to be storage. So first and foremost, we have really amazing storage throughout this RV. So I think you're going to find that there's a lot of similarities when it comes to storage. So I'm just going to kind of open up some of these things. So we're not going to spend too much time on this today because we've got two coaches to cover. But if you're looking for a comparison, I want you to be able to see base storage on both of these RVs. So both of these are going to have, again, 75-gallon black water, 75-gallon gray water. So no disadvantage there. You've got an air hose here. That's because you can fill your tires. You've got an air chuck system from this RV, which is super nice. An extended valve stem cap, or extended valve stem, is actually a new feature, which is, if you didn't know, I didn't know, but that's true. New feature for this RV this year. And then once again, more storage. So this is a really, really clutch feature of this RV. Not only can it get a little more down and dirty, and off-road, a little more capacity for storage is huge. And then we'll spend just a few minutes back here. Again, this is a 12,000 pound hitch, and you have a fiberglass end cabin. Is actually a two-piece, so if something happens below, you don't have to replace the entire thing. But there's your rear view backup camera. Your 7-pin connector is already integrated. You've got a really nice, easy setup. LED lights in the back. Hi everybody. Everyone say hi to Jody. So just overall great setup. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of time on the other side. We'll get to the water bays on this one. But let's go ahead and take a look, since we just did the outside storage. Let's go over to the next RV. We'll start from the back again. And Jody, I'll let you go ahead and start towards the bedroom first. So as you'll notice, once again, very similar entryway, similar really nice laminate floor with a wood grain appearance, very classy. And then this is the 40 VBH. So look at that mirror, Jody, catch that mirror. That's a big deal for a girl like me, like to be able to get ready and have a full-length mirror. And then as you'll go through this hallway, you'll notice that we have some other features like closet doors on our bed. So you've got this little door right here. And I won't say any names, Avon, but Avon said it was really good to have these because you could put your kids in there and they couldn't get out, which I thought was kind of funny. Now, Jody, if you'll pan around to the right on this one, you'll notice that this RV has, because it's got the closet doors, it's got the bar on top. So you could take out this bed and you could actually have this be a full closet. And then on both of these, we have the little Jensen 27-inch TVs. So let's talk about size again, because we've got the same size. Only difference here is I have a curtain if I want, but I can close these closet doors. So it could be, if you got littles that are having a hard time sleeping, you can open the window for them, and they could have a lot of extra quiet, which is kind of nice. All right, so let's do this. Let's get our measuring tape out again, because even if they're both the same, I know that when you're parents and you're shopping for stuff, you're like, what size, sheets do I need? How deep can my pillows be? And so we can get that all set up for you right there. Oh, gosh, that's long, isn't it? That's gonna be 79 inches long. That is really long. And then in terms of depths, once again, looking right there at 30 inches deep. So 2.5 feet deep with televisions. Small upgrade. If you've got teenagers, it might be worth the spend to have those extra televisions in there so that they don't have to talk to you. The 17-year-old, I love him to pieces. I'm not cool though. He's cool. All right, so we talked a little bit earlier about the space in the bedroom. So as you'll notice, same really nice big mirror. You've got a window here where before we just had cabinets, so a little extra window, a little extra light in here. And then these are just a tad bit wider. So I think we forgot to measure the first ones. If anyone has questions, please don't be afraid to leave comments. I try to be really good at answering all those questions. 22 inches is the width on this cabinet. And then you'll notice very similar 3-door stack. Another great big place to put hiking shoes. And then another really big door underneath here. And then an emergency exit with a TV. And should be looking at the same bed measurements as well. So once again, 76 by 72 if I go all the way back. So 76 by 72. I know that that's a big deal because a lot of people will call me and say, what size do I need to order my sheets? All that being said, dude, Amazon has RV sheets. It's an amazing selection. Make sure you order them early. They take forever to get here. And wash them a few times. They're a little scratchy. They're not as nice as some of the sheets that you find. So if you're getting RV sheets that are fitted, get them a little early, wash them 2 or 3 times. They're perfect. So major difference right there. Jody is showing you where the washer and dryer is. For me, this is clutch. I would like to be in here with the doors closed, doing my laundry with my Splendid stackable washer and dryer, watching a movie, and I would like to be able to use the bed to fold everybody's clothes and to do all my sorting. So I guess that's a big difference for me. I don't know if it's a big difference for you, but that's definitely a significant difference here. In terms of this solid wood door, so instead of cherry, we're in maple, but still phenomenal hardwood. Still 3 drawers underneath. This guy is a little bit more narrow, but these are also a little more square and big. So, I don't know, 6 of one, a half dozen of another. I love this finish. And then once again, even if you don't have kids, if you'd like to have a little extra space between your company and your bedroom, you've got that with this really nice solid wood drawer. The bathroom is going to be very, very similar. You'll notice that we have a 35-inch radius. We do have 1 extra cabinet up here. This is a cool cabinet, you guys, I won't lie. I mean, being able to keep your toilet paper up there and also like the pellets that you use for your black water tank, like that is kind of nice. Again, I've got the actual vent open up here. So we've got the Max X vents. They do come with rain sensors. And then you've got that same kind of medicine cabinet set up. This one has tall as opposed to shelves all the way across. That's because we've got this extra cabinet here. And then instead of having a single drawer down here, you've got a cubby, and then you've got 2 drawers. So maybe mom and dad get the top and the kids get the bottom, and then that same great storage space that you would have for your towels and linens and such. I am going to go ahead and hop in here. So both of these showers have, plenty of headroom and then skylights. And then both of them have the removable head, so you can sit down here and wash off your feet, shave your legs. Both are magnetic close like this. Whew, that thing makes a weird scratchy noise, doesn't it? Sorry about that. That's got to be really loud on camera. It's the squeegee part. One of the things I'll tell you, just because I do have this shower, that I like a lot about it, is that when it closes like this magnetically, it's got a really simple latch, but it doesn't get cold. If it's really cold, it actually keeps all the heat in, so that moist hot air that you have when you're taking a shower, keeping you warm on those cold camping trips, is in there. So these are throughout the cabin. We had one of these next to the bed. This is just to control all of your lighting, but once again, with this Mira system and the Vega Touch, you're going to be able to control the entire coach with your phone, so you can know how much black water you have. Now, you won't have an LP tank reader on this app because there's no LP in this coach. So this is going to be operating with the AquaHot 250D. That's going to give you hydronic heat, which means if you're plugged into 50 amp power, both coaches are 50 amp, both come with a 36-foot power cord reel. The power cord reel is optional. We order that on every unit. It's a really nice feature. It not only is a lot easier to bring in at the end of a camping trip, it's a lot less dirty. I typically have gloves on when I'm doing that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a lot less storage. It doesn't take up as much room because it's going on a nice, tight, clean reel. But all that being said, everything here can be operated from this main central control, but the difference between this coach and the other is that this one, if you were plugged into city water and sewer, you could actually, with your hydronic heat, take an endless shower. No one needs to do that. But a longer shower on a hot day is kind of nice if you've been dusty and dirty and you get home and you want to clean off, not having to worry about running out of your hot water, your 10-gallon water tank, because you've got unlimited hot water is a big deal. The other thing that's nice about it is it's instantly hot, so you don't have to wait for it to warm up. It's going to be a tankless hot water heater. Another nice feature is that, so you've got these 15,000 watt BTUs, and that's, by the way, I was missing BTUs earlier, I couldn't come up with an idea. But the 15,000 watt BTUs that you have both in the front and the rear for your air conditioning and heat pumps, you don't necessarily need to use your heat pumps. You could use hydronic heat running off of your diesel tank. It's a little bit quieter. What it does is it runs a glycol mix, and in other words, antifreeze, through a tube, and it blows air over the top of it. So this coach can be heated hydronically, both electric or diesel. It's a little bit quieter at night. It's kind of good for regulating temperature in your RV without having to hear the pumps going on and off. So that's the difference really in the two systems, is that you're eliminating fuel that you won't need to go refill. For a lot of us, we've been camping for years with propane. It's just really not a big deal. But that's what that extra spend is. That's what you're spending the extra cash on. On that note, let's take a look at these bedroom areas. So we did measure the other, and I think we're going to find very similar depths here. So we're at 38 inches deep versus I think 30 or 36 on the other. And then from an up and down standpoint, let me just release this so we can get this good measurement from across. I know that that one was at 60. And this one's at 59, so that's kind of interesting. You lose an inch. I thought it looked like it was actually bigger because of the way the cushions were laid out, so that's kind of fun to measure. Still great big, nice opening windows behind us. And then we'll also measure underneath these seats. I think you're going to find that this will be exactly the same. Again, these are just the cushions that we'll use to put on top of the tabletop when we're using it as a bed. And once again, yep, we're looking at 30 inches in terms of depth. And then we're going to look at a width across of 15 and a half. So just a little bit bigger, but really similar space in both units. Like I said, they're both phenomenal for boondocking. They're both phenomenal for camping. They both will have 2 seat belts here. and then 3 seat belts here. I did mention in the other video, or the other coach, see how this is separate? You have to find a place to stack it. It's not quite as easy as when it's a single cushion. So I actually kind of like the single cushion a little bit better, but not enough to make a decision on. I think the big decision maker on this is going to be power. So having, again, 1,150 foot-pounds of torque and a towing capacity of 20,000 pounds versus 800 foot-pounds of torque and a towing capacity of 12,000 pounds. Both are really attractive to a lot of people, but depending on what you're doing in your life, you may need that extra oomph, or you might just like the extra power. So same bed setup. We're gonna have the same dimensions again. Once again, really big, lots of room. Now you will notice though, in this cabin, look at this bank of storage above the bed. That is a difference. So we had 3 cabinets before, where now we actually have 6. And these are really deep. So if you want to have board games and the like, this might be better storage. Now on the other coach, we had that big bank of doors above the bed, which might be better for clothing. So I don't know. Those are both big parts of consideration when you're making these decisions. And my goal in this video is really not to lean one person towards one coach or the other. I think they're both really good choices. I just want to kind of illuminate the differences so that you can do your comparison. So look at that, 8 really nice deep cubbies. These hold board games, so you could put Monopoly in there. We keep dice in there, cards. We play a lot of 10,000. Only play Monopoly with people you don't like, because that game gets kind of aggressive, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. Well, no, maybe I'm not. Okay, so 110 outlets, USB ports throughout the coach. Once again, we've got swivel, so we can swivel these chairs around. And then you'll notice we do have an Insignia TV here above the Bunk model. And then we have this cool window. Jody, you stay there. I'm going to hit retract. I think I'm out of juice. So this little window up here, you can close and open this. It is a little bit different in terms of the shape of the bunk on top here. I will tell you very candidly, I feel like it's a little more sloped because of that window. So it would depend on whether or not you were going to have 2 kids or 1 kid up there. I think 1 kid would actually be happier because of the way it's laid out. I think 2 kids might be more comfortable in the Valencia. It's hard to say, but super, super nice. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh, there we go. So this is also controllable on your phone. And as you can see, they've got LED lights with like a little bit of a storage cubby over here, which is super nice. And then I'm gonna go ahead and lift this cushion up and just kind of get it going in the right direction. And I know last time I almost killed you with a ladder, Jody, so I'm gonna put it on top for you this time. Just push this up and over. We're all the way in. So again, you don't need to have kids to have a bunk model. You can have a bunk model and use this for storage. There's also USB plugs up here and a 110 outlet. Nice place to put things down if you want while you're getting unpacked. You know, you can store your helmets here when you come in, hiking hats, whatever it might be. This model has locking pins that go into place right here when you're locking the coach. I think I lost the holes. Oh no, they're in here. No, yeah, they're right there. So these are the 2 locking pins, and that would be so that it would stay in place while you're on the road. So when it's in place, they just come in and there's a little hole right here that they go down into. Okay, so let's talk about the cab here, because this is kind of the big difference maker, right? So same Garmin system. One of the things you'll notice here though is that we have this WABCO system. So this WABCO system is going to be what's measuring the distance between you and the guy in front of you. So you turn this on. You've got your tire pressure monitoring system, and you've got your engine brake. So that's your blind spot assist. So this is actually using a camera out of here, and it's determining whether or not you're in the lanes, if you're too close to somebody, and it's also telling you if you're drifting. So safety features in an RV are really nice. I actually was just talking to somebody this weekend who told me they turned the RV over to their partner because they were too tired, and their partner took over and then proceeded to start to drift off the road, and it made that sound and it brought them back awake. So we know that driving fatigue happens when you're doing these long road trips, so a little extra safety system is definitely a nice thing to have. Same really cool air horn. This RV is going to come standard with your brake controller, which is a nice feature. And then once again, we're going to go outside and take a look at some of the exterior features. But you have Samsung television here. I'm going to start there. You still have a sound bar in both of them. They're both going to be Wi-Fi. They're both Bluetooth. They're both really cool. Oh, did I lose all my stuff, Jody? Where did I put it? I'm like a yard sale around here. I did. I lost my clipboard. There it is. Underneath are really fashionable pillows. I do really like this interior. I have this interior. I actually own a coach very similar to this, so it's not surprising that I like the gray seats. Just so you know, we were looking at iced latte in the first unit with the royal exterior. This is the granite interior. It's going to be called Gray Mist next year. It's going to be the same. So this is granite with the gray leather, the dark countertops, and then Gray Mist is going to be the new name. So let's talk a little bit about this True Induction. So True Induction is more energy efficient. The reason it's more energy efficient is because it is so much faster at getting things hot. And then you'll notice that it has both a little temperature gauge, and then it has a plus and minus. So you can either set this to like 350 degrees, or you can set it to a range of 1 through 5. So you can get really specific temperatures, really good for searing and cooking things, especially good for searing like really nice meats and fish. And super, super fast, like a lot faster. So we use a French press in the morning. We boil water in seconds. We don't actually use a microwave because this is faster than the microwave. The other thing that's nice about this, so you've got propane on the Valencia, right? Well, that's an open flame. This, you could put a paper towel down on top of your stovetop, and then you could put your pot on top of it. It would actually boil water with the paper towel in place, and it wouldn't catch on fire. So from the standpoint, if your kids are a little bit older, they're more involved in the cooking, you might want to get a Valencia or a Verona because of the fact that you've got less fire danger. You're still going to have a really nice convection microwave, same as we had in the other unit. So you can, again, cook cookies in here, microwave burritos. You'll notice that because we've got a little of extra space here, our pantry is a little bit bigger. So this is kind of nice. Like if you look at how much room we have because of this additional cabinet space and these drawers. These drawers are all soft close. They're really, really nice, and then they're also all really deep. So they go way down. Oh, where's our measuring tape? Did we lose it? I probably lost it. Yeah. Right here. What, Jody? You found it? Okay, here we go. Woo! No one look at that. Okay, sorry. These are live videos, and by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, please make comments. Please let people like me, myself, Grant, Todd, all the folks, you know, Brian, that are here at Transwest making these wonderful videos for you, please tell us you like them. We love to have feedback. Tell us you don't like them. Tell us what we're missing. Just don't be afraid to comment. I'm trying to do, I notice a lot of people come in here with measuring tapes. So I thought today, since we're going to be doing, an informative video, I actually did this before. I got one of these stuck. I got it stuck in the back of a King Air. It was really not good. I didn't sell that one, so it's not a big deal. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so more pantry space. Oh, I know we talked about the refrigerator in the last one being a 2-drawer and all the space above. So above the Valencia, it's not quite as tall, so it's a little bit higher, so a little bit higher storage, but still equally as deep. I don't even know if I can measure this, Jody. Do you think I can? I'm so vertically challenged. That is 24 inches deep. That is super, super, super deep. Notice how I held that thing upside down so I didn't get it stuck, because that would be really a doozy. Okay, so once again, one of the things I really like about Renegades is that's locked, that's open. So it's very, very rudimentary, very simple, very functional. I love this refrigerator. I have this refrigerator. I use this little movable thing all the time to stack things. I always adjust my shelves. I do keep my butter up here, but I love this refrigerator. I think it's so handy. And then unlocked, nice deep freezer with an ice maker once again. Like I said, really not a big amount of difference, but if these little nuances help you to make a decision, or if you've got questions for me, please let me know, because that's what I'm trying to do today. I'm just trying to get you exposed to everything that makes this coach a little more unique. I know we talked about how this fuse panel would be the same on both. So both same baker boxes, same fuse panels. Because this coach is a little bit longer, you'll notice that we have a little bit more width in our drawer space. I can measure those others. If anyone is interested in that, I can go back and get those for you later. These are about 19 inches wide. The others are, I would say, probably closer to maybe 17 inches. But 3 drawer bank, and then an extra little cubby here. And then this is just a little bit bigger. The trash can is missing. That's interesting. Oh, it's all the way back there. Okay, that's a good point. So this little spot here has a lot of additional storage, and I did put, this is an awesome vacuum cleaner. This is my vacuum. I use it before my videos, but I wanted to just show you, like, we don't have central vac, but that's a great place for a little vacuum cleaner in your RV. And then everything from a storage perspective here is pretty similar, just a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. And again, that's just because we've got an extra 2 feet of space. And of course the 2 feet of space does equate to, you know, some more counter space if you have your covers in place. But really not enough of a difference to make or break anybody. I think that they're both really phenomenal options. Certainly you're supposed to, when you spend a bit more money, get a little more luxury. This is a little more luxury, a little bit bigger is always nice. You'll also notice that we've got MCD shades in both. We've got screens as well as night shades in both. There's a cover for the window. That's a big improvement this year. The 2020 model that I have does not have a cover for that window, which I think is awesome. But my 12-year-old thinks it was really lame because this is the place where she sleeps. So we talked about, you know, you've got your Magnum inverter on both. You've also got your hydraulic leveling jack, just in a different location here. Same solid wood exit, battery disconnect here again, and then very similar storage capacity. So let's just take this out. So we have Insignia TVs throughout the rest. Oh, this is kind of fun. So this is the ottoman. It's $440 if you'd like to add one to your coach. Mr. Cook, there's your really awesome ottoman. This is what he ordered because we didn't do the theater seating, which is of course also optional. Oh shoot, and I didn't mention there's a subwoofer under the counter. When you were looking back where that trash can was, Mike's like, or Brian was like, is there a subwoofer in there? There's a subwoofer in there, yes. And you have, once again, these great sound systems throughout that are Wi-Fi, so you can get your music going. And there's your air hose again. Once again, really, really nice deep storage. I know one of my clients, he's got the next 40 VBH coming in, asked me to tell him how deep this door was. This door, to answer your question, is, whoa, hold on there. There we go. 60 inches is 58 and a half is the answer. It's 58 and a half from the wall of the coach to the exterior. If you were to put it to the inside, it would be 60. So this is a 60-inch long door. And I know that was a question I was supposed to answer, so there we go. We did that one too. And then, oh, I didn't close the slides. But that's okay. Kind of shows off Look at how deep that one is. So just so you know, this is an improvement. Mine was not this deep last year. My 2020 is not this deep. So just to give you a measurement on that, that's 40 inches deep. I mean, you could put your barbecue in there sideways. I'm a huge fan of these Costco bins, the black ones with the yellow tops. I do everything clear at home, but for camping, the black ones with the yellow tops have been really, really handy. And then look at this. Okay, ready? We're gonna need the measuring tape because I'm sure you all have fishing poles and things like that, and you're wondering, what could I fit in that space? That is 5 feet deep. That is incredible. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in here. Jody, don't laugh at me. The clearance is 7 inches. So if you're curious as to what kind of clearance you've got there, 7 inches. And then we might as well, since we're doing a good job today, let's call it 53 inches across. I give yourself, because of the opening, I'd shave off maybe 2 inches and make it 51. But there's your measurements for this little guy. And then this is the one that we keep all of our buckets in. It's also a great place if you want to get an Outlander barbecue. Great place for an Outlander barbecue. I love the double latch system on this. Super nice. You know that they're shut. And then, oh, were you zooming in on that? Did I just close that on you? I'm so rude. There you go. There's your double latch system. But this is a big deal. So we've got a really nice 2-inch, and then we can flip it over. You'll notice that we have both our 7-pin connector, and then we also have our our connection for our cameras to the rear. And then we have our big rear view camera up here. And then this is 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. It's a 20,000 pound capacity. Both coaches have a whole house water filter. Both have washers and dryers. Both have a lot of 150 gallons of fresh water. Both have 75 gallons of gray, 75 gallons of black. One is hydronic heat, one is propane. They're both phenomenal RVs. I hope that I've given you a lot to think about and a lot of answers. If you'd like more information about anything, again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My number is 303-562-8659. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I am happy to have been able to walk you through this today. Sorry these videos are a little long for those of you who are like, oh my God. But you can always fast forward to the part where we've got the measuring tape out, get the information that you need, and feel free to text, call, or email me with any questions that you have. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thanks for shopping at Transwest, and get out there and go camping. The weather is here. It's time to go. Thanks again. Signing off.